I know, it's called Life of Logos. I recorded something this morning and I'm re recording it because my little water machine decided to go off in the middle of recording. That's fine. Thanks, water machine. I had a dream. And before I say that I have a dream, depression's a bitch. It really is. Especially when you get on the lowest of lows, it is hard to come back up. I've been burnt out for the longest. Trying to make some things meet and make other things meet, and nothing actually ever worked. And the level of frustration is beyond words. I'm good to continue to working at anything as long as there's a little bit of progress being made over and over and over again. In these last couple of ventures, though some of them ended up great, I get lost in the doldrums. I do. If I don't see progress, then I'm assuming no progress is happening. That's kind of saying I don't see a seed growing when the roots are taking hold. However, it is what it is. I'm admitting my fault there. I had a dream last night. I want to be clear that this next little section is a dream sequence. And in this dream, I was Bowser, which is weird. Bowser from Mario Kart. And we were playing Mario Kart, going through this ornate and amazing building. I was racing, and I got way ahead of everybody else. And I was running, but apparently in this dream mode of Mario Kart, you get essentially a weight added to you to hold you back if you pull too far away from the group. In this dream, I was starting the third lap, and I was far ahead. The chains were so heavy, I was essentially walking. And then I was trudging. And I got to the end of this third lap, and I saw the finish line in this beautiful amphitheater situation. And at that point, I was going uphill, legs tired, just going as hard as I could. And because at this point, I was out of the cart. And God was there, picked me up, because at this point I wasn't in a cart. He picked me up and just held me. And when he was sitting there holding me, he said, I love you. And you are tired, and I see that you're tired. And I do have a plan for you, but you're going ahead of me. I need you to trust me. And the warmth in that moment in a dream was enough to wake me up. And it was one of the sweetest moments I've had in probably a few years. I suppose they say better is one day in the house of the Lord than 1,000 days somewhere else. And that felt like the one day in the house of the Lord, just in that one split second. The reason I struggle with this depression is because I've taught myself to believe that God doesn't actually love me the way he loves everyone else. And that he won't be there when I need him. Because I do need him. Right now, I need him more than I've ever needed him before. And I kept being in the place that I was, waiting for God to show up. When I was talking to my parents about it, they said, what do you mean, show up? He's been there the whole time. They gave me a couple verses to wiggle through. I have them written on these note cards. Isaiah 41:10 says, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. One is Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And then the third one was Deuteronomy 31:8. It is the Lord your God who goes before you, and he will be with you, and he will not leave you nor forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed. There's three parts in all three of those verses. Don't be dismayed, and God is always with you. And admittedly, I'm both afraid and dismayed right now, because I need to know that God's with me. And for a split second in that dream, knew that God was with me. What gets more interesting is that what my life feels like right now is likened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. There's a story in the Old Testament in which King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon essentially makes this huge idol and tells everybody, bow down to it or I'm going to throw you into this pit of fire. Everybody bows down except for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And he said, hey, there's the fire, turn it up, make it 4 times hotter than it needs to be, and then we're going to throw them in there and watch them burn. And they threw the 3 of them in there. And even there, God was there. A 4th figure was in the fire, and he said he looked like the Son of God's. I think that this is not so much a matter of whether God is there, though that is clear in that story. Better yet, it is what I see as the U.S., capitalism, greed, latent stage, whatever you want to call it, has got us all surrounded around mammon, which is the name of the spirit of greed from the Bible. The Bible names him Mammon. We have erected our idol of Mammon, and everyone is telling us to bow down. But no. I'm starting a business, which means I needed to play by their rules. And I really do think that this depression is something telling me that that's not the way that I was meant to be playing. So, God is with me. Whether that not be trudging uphill and trying to get ahead of him, or in the fire for choosing to rebel against this idol that is being forced to be worshipped. I will not bow. And you can throw me in the fire. My name is Colin Charles. This is Life of Logos. I will talk to you soon.